This program is brought to you by thepodcastfactory.com.
You are listening to Death, Glory, or Disappointment. Aren't you lucky? Here is a man, the bearded superhero himself, Mr. Dan Meredith.
Yes, you seriously keep thinking about me in tights an awful lot, don't you?
Ah, sexy.
Oh, God, you poor bastard. Today we're doing something a bit different, aren't we, Jonathan?
Yeah, I like the idea that came up. This marks the end of season 2. We'll have a little month break after this before we're back on the air. So what is the difference that we're going to do today?
Me and you are just going to chat shit about shit we want to chat about.
All right.
This is just some general personal musings of Dan and John.
Well, look,
simple as that.
I got a question for you.
Go on then.
Let's two parts to this because we're ending the season this time. So what was the feedback you got last time when the show went off the air? What were people saying?
I was just I think people just thought I'd had enough of it, or I was just being lazy, or I'd just buggered off. And it's just like, no, it's like a TV show. We're just going to do it in seasons. We're going to try different things each time. And this is the thing that I love about what we do. Me and you, and this is to anyone listening, I ain't fixed to shit. You know, I used to be very fixed mindset. I'm now very growth mindset. Simple version of it is, if something doesn't serve me anymore, doesn't work for me, if I want to try something different, we wanted to try something different. You know, we did long 20, 30-minute shows. We thought, fuck it, let's try short shows, see how that appeals to people. We just thought we'd give it a go. And that's it. I'm not attached to anything. I mean, by the time you're listening to this, whenever it is, you know, I'm in the process of doing it now. I'm homeless. I'm literally homeless as of you listening to this.
A vagabond. So then let's talk about this new season where we tried a different format. What kind of feedback did you get on this shorter, more focused show? People like it. It's a perfect little thing for a commute, a pick-me-up, a kick up the arse. It's good, but that's just the thing. We wouldn't have known that if we hadn't have tried it. You know, we've said since day one this is going to be, you know, the Dan and Jonathan show. But maybe next season we might do a 2-hour special where I invite 2 or 3 of my friends in and we all have a bit of a round table. I don't know. Give it a fucking try. Yeah, man, and that's one of the things that I'm really grateful for because you know me pretty well by now, and you know I'm a creature of structure, so you have forced me.
I'm a creature of fucking chaos.
Yes, you have forced me to be more flexible, and I appreciate that.
But this is the thing, and I was mentioning a whole homeless thing. I mean, obviously, I will have somewhere to stay, but I realized a lot of the things, you know, I talk about the things I like, you know, the travel, and, you know, people who've known me know I love my watches and my good food and stuff, and I realized that I'd just been defined by a lot of the shit that I do and the things that I had, you know, like my nice place on the marina here and the things I did and the nice bits and bobs I had. And I thought, I'm not that person anymore. I can't be arsed with that. It's a pain. It's just a pain. So my dad came in, he packed up all my furniture. I paid him for it. He's retired. My dad's a hustler. He got a good deal out of me. I tell you that. He blagged me for some cash. I love him. But that's not what you think I learned it from. But sold all my stuff. I think the things I've kept is my marketing bits, my books, you know, a few personal, you know, items from my past and stuff. And, you know, everything else, I got my TV and a few other bits and pieces going to store. Everything else just sold and given away. Gone. I'm down to 2 bags.
Really? That's amazing.
Yeah. The thing is, I spent my whole life, and then, you know, some of the things, today's is just a bit of fun, but there's some really good lessons in it as well. I spent my whole life being, you know, we talked about perfectionism and procrastination, and I spent my whole life being, you know, planning things had to have structure, you had to book them in, this day's this, that day's that. And I've just realized, no, it doesn't have to be like that at all. Like, if you're listening, if you're an entrepreneur, you have your own business, you really can make up the rules as you go along. Like, it's your business. People said I couldn't charge what I charge and package how I package and deliver how I deliver PT in my studio. And they say, oh, it will never be that profitable. It's like, I've got people who've got facilities literally 10 times larger than mine, and we make more profit. I'm no stress. And like, I've just decided to just stop worrying about how things should be. And I'm just, obviously for my clients and the people that pay me money, they come first. I will always serve them. That's not changing. But I'm saying, but life in general doesn't have to be lived by such rigid rules. Like, I've got 5,000 people in my group. I literally have friends all over the world. And I've so far, I mean, I've got about 30, I can't remember, 30 something people and places around the world who've got spare rooms, cool stuff to do, happy to hang out, and I'm just going to go around the world, see what happens. I might end up coming back to Britain and staying. I might be in Vietnam. I don't know. I don't give a shit. I'm just going to have some fun.
Oh, man. So are you saying that Dan is coming to a city near you?
See, this is it. Honestly, yeah, I am going to be doing, a fair few stints in America. Places that I've got on the list so far is Vietnam, Thailand, the Gold Coast in Australia, Iceland. I'm obsessed with Iceland. I'm definitely going to spend some time there. And we're going down to Brighton in the UK, just because I love it down there. And it's just one of my favourite places. Doing Ireland. Definitely going to do something. We got some good mutual friends in South America. So I'm going to just appear at some point there. Honestly, mate, I'm just going to figure it out as I go along.
Man, most people would stress out. I'm getting a little anxiety thinking about it.
Yeah, it's funny because people think I'm 36 now, just at my birthday. I'm going through some sort of midlife crisis or that something's going wrong. It's the exact opposite. I'm actually free. And this is something that kind of, even I'm very good at getting to the simplicity part of things. And I've realized that all of my business, the boys run my gym, they are killing it. We've just opened a new facility, like 3 times the size. They're recruiting the staff. I don't do anything now. They're brilliant at what they do. All of the rest of my business is online. I need my mobile phone and Skype. Honestly, that's it. And obviously it's handy to have my laptop for typing out, content and what have you, and obviously recording stuff for you. I'll bring my microphone. But realistically, why do I need to stay in one place? Again, one of those self-imposed limitations that people say, you should do this. Well, why the fuck should I?
Right. It reminds me of that book. You said, I believe it was the last episode where the 4-hour work week was one of your books. And it's almost like that mini retirement concept. Why wait 30 more years to do this when you can do it right now?
Yeah. And I'm conscious there are people listening who maybe don't have much money or times are hard or a little bit lean, but you can be creative. Like this, like, honestly, I have been practicing trying to do things as cheap as I can and blag stuff. And I've managed to get free nights in hotel rooms, upgrades to places, extra just by being cheeky and seeing what I can get. And not taking the piss. I'm not the sort of person that, wants to do, but I'm just, I'll ask. I'll see if you can get a discount. What deals can you do me? And, looking around on certain websites to try and find that, you really can have lots of little mini adventures if you're willing to, use technology and be a little bit crafty and spend a bit of time doing it. And I've just honestly, it was like a moment of realization where I realized I had every single app to find me, a taxi, a plane, a hotel room, Airbnb. I literally, on my mobile phone, I press a button wherever I am in the world, as long as I've got signal, and I can sort that problem out. So I'm like, why am I sat here? Let's go see what the world's got to offer. Let's go do some shit.
Wow. Okay, now I'm inspired. It went from anxiety to inspiration.
And that's it. And the thing is, as I said to a friend of mine who I had the coaching call with today, I said, if the worst, like I'm a big believer in equally having backup. So I have some, I have an Amex, it's empty, as it's supposed to be. And if the worst comes to the worst, wherever I am, I get a flight back to Britain, go to mum and dad's, figure it out later. And this is what I said. Instead, I used to worry about what could happen. What happens if I get lost? What happens if my phone dies? What happens if I end up, struggling for something? I'm like, well, I'm not there yet. And I've been in situations where I've been lost. And, I remember being stuck on a highway in America. Phone had died, no idea where the fuck I was going. Went to a diner, I just walked on the road, I'd kind of got dropped off at the wrong place. Went to a diner, spoke to the waitress, I had some food and I said, what can help me? I said, as you can hear from my accent, I'm a Brit. She called her boyfriend took me to a motel. I took them for, lunch, breakfast the next day to say thank you, all sorted. I mean, you can't obviously guarantee for sort of luck all the time, but things that you think are going to go wrong, everything's, within reason, most things are fixable.
I think
so I've just stopped worrying about the outcome. It's like, if I launch a product or a new service and it falls flat on its face, it's like, that's cool. And that's something that Dexter taught me, my mentor. Like, I'm just not the outcome. I'm now emotionally detached from. I want to do a good job. I want to help people. I want to make a difference. I really do care about people. But if I do something and it doesn't sell or people don't like it or they say, like, that's a bit naff, I'm like, okay, no worries. I'm not upset anymore. I'm not worried about what's going to happen. I just do it.
Interesting idea there about not worrying. Isn't it usually the case where your worry is worse than the actual thing if it does happen?
100%. Like, everything that I've worried about never really has been as bad as it was. I mean, this is something we were talking about. So Dex talked to me about Stoicism. And, for some of you thinking, obviously I do use the odd swear word and I may sound a little bit simple at times. But, I study a lot of things from, psychology to philosophy to politics to history. I'm interested in what makes humans tick. It fascinates me. And Stoicism is Stoics. He's a philosopher from, many hundreds of years ago. And one of the tenets of Stoicism is experiencing the worst of things before they happen. So, for example, one of the things he suggested was, maybe this sounds a bit grim, but just bear with me. Like, don't wash for a few days. Wear really unfashionable, unflattering clothing. Let your beard grow out. Let your hair be messy. Give yourself nothing more than like a couple of bucks or a few quid to find food. If you really want, no electronics, so no phone, no nothing. Don't have access to that. He said if you normally, drive everywhere, you walk or cycle. If you sleep in a bed, you sleep on the floor. If you want to go really hardcore, rough it for a night on the streets. If you want to go find someone to, you know what I mean? Like, you can push it as far as you want. But when you experience that for a few days, and I've done this, I really have done this, you realize it's not brilliant, it's not bad, but you're still alive. And it's the whole concept of exposing yourself to the worst of the what ifs. So when you actually have a worse happen to you, and life will kick you in the dick or vagina, time to time, it's going to happen. You kind of, it's like almost like sort of sets and reps at the gym. You've built your kind of resilience muscles up a little bit. You've already seen how shit it can be. And it's like when you think about how that was, you're like, I can deal with this.
I love it, Dan. I love it.
I told you this would be a random as fuck one.
No, but I think there's some inspiring little tidbits. And I want to say to the listeners, don't worry whether we're coming back or not. Just enjoy right now.
Yeah. Do you know what? That is one of the hardest things to get people to do. There was a great advert. I can't remember the brand, which is a shame because the advert was so good, but the advert was so brilliant. I didn't even remember what they were advertising. And the whole concept was be more dog. Like a dog lives in the now. It's loyal. It's excitable. It just enjoys life right there and then. And like, hopefully I'll find out by the time I put it in the show notes, whatever the advert. But the whole concept of just being more dog, just being excited about life because it's just you're fucking alive, and that's something that I've been getting better at is being more present and being more in the now. Like I could be, I mean, in the space of, in the next few, so a period of time. One point I was at this rooftop bar. Poncy fucking hotel, loads of bloody models and rich fuckers around and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just having a giggle. I'm just being an absolute idiot, not trying to chat anyone up, not interested. I'm just having fun. Totally in the moment, enjoying myself. Scroll forward 2 weeks later, sat in my boxer shorts and a vest, killing demons, playing Doom. Happy as piss in both situations. I just enjoy the moment now. This remember I said about the traveling thing. I'm not looking forward to the future. I'm not saying that I'm going to be here, and here. I'm just today. It's all I've got. This second, me talking to you, you listening to this, out there in listener land. Now is now. That's all you got. Past is gone. Don't know what's coming up next. Fucking enjoy it.
All right, man. So that is a perfect time to say this is a wrap for Death, Glory, or Disappointment Season 2. And we may or we may not be back in your earbuds, but you can always listen to older episodes. Thank you, Dan, and thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
Laters, fuckers. I'm out of here.
You've been listening to Death, Glory, or Disappointment with Dan Meredith. If you enjoyed the show and you want more, then your next step is to go to iTunes right now and subscribe. And while you're there, give us a rating and review. It'll help us out a bunch, plus it'll bring you good karma.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.